Hello, my name's Pedro Pablo Zorzano, and I'm the technical architect and a passive house designer. I'm also the technical manager of a construction and development company, which in the last year has carried out the construction of a building comprising 6 apartments in Nájera. Nájera is a town in the Nájería district in La Rioja. This is the Passivhaus Nájera building. It is a 3-story residential building with 2 apartments per floor. Each apartment has a usable or living surface area of 90 meters squared. And it's the first Passivhaus certified residential block in La Rioja. I would now like to explain the design and construction process of the building in Nájera. To do so, I will base this presentation on the 5 basic principles of passive house and explain how we resolved each principle. For the envelope, namely the insulation and the thermal bridges, the solution adopted, particularly to resolve the thermal bridges, consisted in the use of prefabricated panels, in this case passive house certified panels. This facilitated the construction process because it was easy to separate the panels from the framework and thus guarantee continuity, which can prove to be so problematic when passing insulation through the interior of heavy walls. So the use of these materials made our life much easier. In terms of insulation, for the facades, roofing and flooring, neopore insulation was used. On the facades, 15 centimeter insulation was used, and for flooring and roofing, 20 centimeters. The thermal envelope was designed and developed for the whole building. In other words, we didn't insulate separately each floor, so we did all the facades, top floor and first floor. For the carpentry, windows, the same approach was used. We decided to use PVC frames, certified, triple glazing, with mechanical blinds and interior inspection. It was the first time that we did this. Previously we'd used exterior inspection systems, but this is an advanced system and the result was satisfactory in terms of airtightness and insulation using these type of casements. So it was the first time that we used these type of casements. To guarantee airtightness, we approached this individually per apartment and not for the whole building, as we did in the case of the insulation. This was simpler, given the type of building involved. In other buildings, a different approach is used, but here we approach this individually. In terms of the partition wall between the facade and the other dwellings, well, we used vapor barrier sheeting, which was installed after the application of neopore insulation. So the order of layers was first from the facade, prefabricated panel, then neopore insulation, and then the airtight layer, which was then decorated with pladur-type plasterwork and insulation wool. The walls were lined with sheeting, and the ceilings consisted of concrete slabs So the structure consisted of prefabricated concrete slabs to provide continuity with the roofing. And for flooring, well, formwork slabs plus mortar layer. And in this case, the results were satisfactory. The airtightness results were very positive. For ventilation, we again approached ventilation individually per apartment in the 6 homes. And the cost of individual ventilation equipment was affordable. And in these type of buildings, ventilation of apartments has always been approached individually. Well, we used inset systems which were placed in the false ceilings with extractor conduits individually to the roof. At one point, we did consider the possibility of using special general or community conduits for kitchen hoods or extractor ventilation, but since the number of apartments was small, we decided to use independent conduit systems. The construction process was relatively fast, 9 months more or less, because there were not many properties. But since we used prefabricated material for the facades, the work could be carried out quickly. Initially, work allowed us to progress very quickly, and then this saved us time to perform other types of work later to complete the construction of the project. The building eventually received Passivhaus Classic certification, and the certification process was done on the basis of heating load 10 watts approximately, and the demand was 16 kilowatts per meter per year. Individual blower door tests were carried out, giving a mean result of 0.5 renewals per hour, and on some days it was slightly higher at 0.6 renewals per hour. Water heating was resolved using a community solution. A standard boiler room was built, consisting of 2 standard 500-litre sanitary hot water tanks. The water was heated by photovoltaic solar panels with support from electrical heating on days when there was little sun. Some residents have been living there for almost 1 year, and we've monitored consumption levels in some apartments, and the residents are able to inform us of the results. In one of the properties, 90 meters squared, kilowatt consumption from January to today, that's 10 months, was 320 kilowatts. That's just referring to heat demand. So approximately 60 euros have been saved in 10 months. The heating method used consisted of individual heat pumps per apartment. These heat pumps are 5 kilowatts per hour. It's a system that provides heating and cooling. Now I'm going to show you the interior of one of the apartments. As you know, and if you don't, well, I'll give you an explanation. Passivhaus homes have important details. to achieve this high energy efficiency and comfort. Firstly, high performance windows. In this case, the windows have PVC frames, triple glazing, with argon gas between each glazing panel. Another interesting aspect in passive house homes is the use of mechanical ventilation. There you can see the two ventilation nozzles in the living room, and at the back you can see the air conditioning grill. A cold heat pump has been installed in this apartment. It's located in the false ceiling of one of the bathrooms. Well, here you can see the distribution unit. The compression unit is on the exterior. So that's the air conditioning system in this property. And now let's look at the ventilation system in this passive house home. In this case, it's installed in the ceiling of a storage room in the vestibule, in the hallway, together with a filter and providing easy access for inspection and cleaning. I hope you enjoyed the explanation, and above all, I hope you found it useful. And please continue enjoying the 2020 Spanish Passive House Conference.